Alright there guys, Sowerz here again with a commentary, and just thought I'd do this video because I'm now back from EGL8 of course, and yeah, just want to quickly say that I'm using the snowball mic now because I've recently just got one, so if you're just wondering why it sounds a bit different. And also I have got a slight cold, so those of you who follow me on Twitter, you'll probably know about that because I've been complaining about that quite a bit, but I'm guessing I caught that from EGL8 and that's just how it goes, bit of land flu there. But the gameplay scene is from LukeJS of course, and this is with his team in the build up to EGL8, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. But yeah, this whole commentary is basically going to be about EGL8. I'm just going to quickly review it, how it was for me, because obviously I was spectating this event. Got to meet a lot of new people, new faces as usual, people that I've known for a long time online, stuff like that, and haven't met, especially some of the Americans. I mean, you got to meet some big personalities, such as H2k, who I've known for quite a while online, so it was good to meet him. Hex as well, it was good to meet him as well, because obviously they're quite big names. And there's a lot of new players as well that were new into the scene, because obviously there was that expo next to it as well, which Replay run, and that was a pretty nice addition actually. But overall, it was a nice venue. I kind of expected it to be better in a way, like the way it was all hyped up to be like a national event for EGL. But the atmosphere kind of felt like it was a bit ruined. I mean, talking to even the Americans and a lot of people, the one thing the Americans said that they liked was the fact that it was similar sized to MLG in terms of how many stations there were and things like that. But just overall, it felt like the atmosphere was slightly ruined because of the background noise from all the people at the expo. It was like literally next door, it was in the same hall basically. I think it'd have been a lot better if there was like a separate hall and it was in separate halls, so it was separated. But it just didn't feel like an EGL. It kind of felt like EGL was on the side of another big event. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of spoiled it, I thought. I think if they're going to do that again, it's better to try and get it in a separate hall, so EGL has its own section and it feels like it's its own thing. From the stream, from what I've heard, it was hitting the 12k viewers at some points, which is absolutely insane, and it just shows how much the scene's growing. And for Black Ops 2, that's a great sign for what's to come. I'm expecting figures to be a lot bigger than that for Black Ops 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we start reaching the 20k's, 30k's. It might take a bit of time because obviously I-47 is the first event and the next EGL is actually next year in March, so that's quite far away. But yeah, overall quite pleased with the overall the actual event, and I've watched the stream back a bit. If anything could be improved, I think maybe I've said this about the past few events, you can't really hear the crowd. So I did tweet out actually saying that maybe they should look into getting a mic that would, you know, sit in the middle of the crowd and pick up the crowd noise, try and add a bit of atmosphere to the stream, because I think that was a bit lacking on the stream. And as well, I kind of found the commentators, there seem to be about 20 different commentators, which I don't really see the point what EGL are trying to achieve there, because I think what they need is more stability with the commentators, maybe 2 sets of commentators, so, you know, rather than, obviously you can't have one team all weekend because they do need breaks, things like that, but it seemed like the commentators themselves were just absolutely baffled when I spoke to them as to what was actually going on. I think if you're going to do it, you need commentators that have got chemistry, that know how each other work. People who, you need one commentator who's going to be able to, you know, create hype about the game. Might not necessarily know everything about the game, but can create hype, keep people interested. And then one person who can analyse what's happening, what's going down, that kind of thing, and you know, explain it to the viewers. But it kind of felt like there was just a mishmash of commentators. I think what they need to do is nail down 2 commentators that get on well together, get 2 pairs of commentators. It's a lot better for the viewers to recognise those commentators, and I bet a lot of new viewers are like, why is there different people commentating every time? But yeah, just a few things I thought that could be improved overall there. But it was a great event overall, great to meet some new people, and I'm really looking forward to the next event. And obviously the dates for next year have been announced, so make sure you check them out and get signed up, things like that, because next year it's going to be a lot better with the 3-day events as well. But obviously TCM won the event, massive victory for Europe overall. Obviously the team is Mad Cat, Josh, Flux and Rich, and I did say in my last commentary I wanted them to do well because I get on with the guys, and I did say that I rate Mad Cat and Josh, and they kind of proved this event what top players they are. I mean, they all played really well, they all played their own parts, no doubt about it. They all were on top of the game against OpTic especially. You know, there was some comments about OpTic, or the jet lagged and the knackered and things like that, but you know, as much as they were, I think TCM still deserved it. They looked like they just completely dominated the final. To win 6 well, they won 5-1, but they should have won all the maps. The map that OpTic won was a clutch by Rambo, so you could arguably say that, you know, TCM deserved to win 6 maps in a way in the final, and that's, you know, that's not a lucky thing. That they actually dominated the final, I think, in a sense. Even though OpTic didn't look like at the best, but TCM definitely deserved the win. People saying OpTic choked, things like that, but I don't agree with that. I think OpTic were just, yeah, you could tell they were a bit tired. I still think they are the top team on Modern Warfare 3. I think if all teams are at the top of their game, OpTic are the best team, I think, still, at Mod 3. And I think they'll go down as the best Modern Warfare 3 team that has touched the game, for sure, no doubt about it. But yeah, good event for them too. Even though OpTic came second, I'm sure they won't be too disappointed. But they'll be back even more hungry for Black Ops 2, I guess. So maybe that'll be the little spark that they need for Black Ops 2. However, for the rest of the teams, it's not so stable. I think pretty much most teams, well, in the American scene, I think most teams have already split. Envious came third, which was Parasite, Dido, Twiz and Proofy. They've now split up as far as I understand, and the Envy team now is Proofy, Stainville, JCap, and they're looking for one for Black Ops 2. Collapse have reformed, which is obviously Parasite, Dido, Nameless, and I don't know if it's Revan. I think it's Liar, actually, yeah, I think it's Liar. So that was the team that I played at I-Series with Prophecy, so that lineup's back together. And it's, as much as it's not nice to see team changes, you know, I think if that's the best move for those teams individually to stick through Black Ops 2, then I guess we'll see. Prophecy came fourth, obviously. They lost to Apex in the winner bracket 3-0, and Apex kind of, it seems Apex had them in the back pocket really, but they managed to fight back through the loser bracket. They beat Fear, and I think that probably gave them the propel, well, they propelled them through the loser bracket really. Then they beat H2k. And then they beat TKO, and then they kind of lost to Envious in quite a long game. I'm sure a lot of you guys will have watched it on the stream. I was almost falling asleep watching it. It was going on for that long, but that's just how overtime works sometimes. TKO and Leverage didn't have the best of events either. I'm pretty sure both teams have changed there as well. I think Leverage might have split up. I'm not 100% sure on that. They came 7th, which for them was not good, but you have to bear in mind they lost to Envy and OpTic, two top teams. So whether that placement was relative to how good that team is, I'm not so sure, but they did get 3-0 by OpTic in the winner bracket. Pretty convincing win by OpTic. And TKO, they ended up beating Apex in the playoff for 5th, 6th, lost to Prophecy, so they weren't being happy with that. I spoke to the players and they weren't too happy, but obviously with Saints not being there and Revan having to fill in, that would have helped them out at all. H2k, my brother's team, had a great event. They played 4 Kings in the last 16. Crucial match for them because that was the difference between the guaranteed top 12 or top 24. They were 2-1 down on maps. S&D was 3-all, about to go out, but Luke pulled off a 1v2 against him. LukeJS, obviously, who's my brother, shares this channel with me. And yeah, it was a great play, and you could see the crowd's reaction. You could tell, like, after he did that play, kept them in the game, made the maps 2-all going into the CTF, and they managed to take CTF pretty convincingly. So they went on to play OpTic, top 12 guaranteed, so they're really chuffed with that. They went 2-0 down to OpTic, and you know, all looked, you know, normal for OpTic, just the usual, just breezing through the winner bracket, not really stepping up any gears, just kind of chilling along. But somehow H2k just brought it back 2-all on maps, and it wasn't as if it was lucky. Anybody who watched it, Luke and Realize with the ARs just both shut down the whole OpTic team. Legend and Chaos made some great plays as well, especially on S&D. They all played the parts, but yeah, it was great to see Luke and Realize actually, you know, putting up a great fight against Merc and Scump, two of the best ARs on the game, if not the two best ARs. So it was great to see that, and H2k definitely deserved to, you know, push them that far. It went down to the last map, and they ended up losing it in the end, even though they were 3-1 up at half time, and it was just a massive choke. It really was a massive choke because there was just a few communication issues. I was sat behind him at the time, and Rambo managed to pull off a huge clutch, pushing around the church building. He literally stopped OpTic from going out at that stage. I can't imagine what the reaction would have been like if H2k beat him, but the reality is they should have beat him. There's nothing they can do about it, but they should have beat him. They should have beat OpTic. Mistakes happen, and that's just what happens with a lack of experience. They've just got to learn from it as players. They might not get that opportunity again, but you know, they can't let that drag them down. They've just got to move on. I'm not sure if their team's sticking together. I think a few of them might stick together. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see in the next few days. Fear came 9th to 12th, and I hung around with these guys quite a lot of the event because I get on with them quite well, and I don't think they were too happy with how it went. I just think overall they played at DreamHack, didn't do too well, and as far as I understand, they were inside the team, they weren't really that pleased with how prepared they were. They were looking to do a lot better, I think, but just overall they seemed to lack a bit of aggression and a bit of motivation. I was even saying to them, like, when they were playing, they seemed to lack a bit of like hunger really to win. I think when they had Mad Cat on the team, there's somebody there who'd get them pumped and get them hyped. But I think if they had a coach who would really get them hyped to do a lot better, there's no doubt about it, they're still a top team, and the 9th, 12th don't really reflect how good that team is. So I think they will be disappointed, but I'm not sure if they're sticking or not, but there's no doubt they'll be a top team on Black Ops 2, especially being so good on Black Ops 1. They were the original Fnatic team, Mac and Zerby, so no doubt they'll be back strong for Black Ops 2. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that quick wrap up there of EGL. Like I said, great to meet a lot of you guys at EGL once again, and hopefully see a lot of you at I-47. I will be there. I will definitely be competing there as well. And for those asking about my team, I'm trying to sort one out. I've got a few good offers, so hopefully I'll sort something soon. But yeah, make sure to follow my Twitch TV account, guys. I'm really starting to push that, streaming a lot of Black Ops gameplays. Especially if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me tweeting out all the time. But that is twitch.tv/Sowerz_. The link will be in the description below. I might put an annotation on the screen as well. So if you guys could follow that, it'd really help me out. And yeah, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on that, so please help me out with that. But yeah, as usual, guys, follow me on Twitter on @Sowerz. Please drop the video a like, that really helps us out, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching.